What's up guys, my name is George Holm, the Northern Prawn. How are you? I hope you're well. Yeah, I'm good. So I want to talk to you today about my camera, actually. Might be a bit boring for some of you, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. So I've been shooting on the Canon 6D Mark II for the last year or so. And for anyone who knows about video and knows about this camera, you know that comes with a bunch of problems. It's not the best image quality. It's not terrible in my opinion. Like, I use it on everything. I built this entire channel off of this camera. I've been using it on client stuff recently, but it's in that client work that I'm starting to notice that I sort of need something with better image quality overall. It's true that gear doesn't really matter and it's how you use it, but if the end product comes out a little bit lackluster purely down to, in this case, the camera's sensor, that's a problem. Like I say, this problem is for me just in my professional work for YouTube. I genuinely love this camera. And if you're ever looking at getting a basic YouTube camera, I would suggest in the Canon lineup, the 6D is good, but you could just save yourself some money and get like an A7iii, which is a smaller sensor, but it's a higher quality of sensor. You get a better codecs out of it. It's overall better. But this past weekend over Easter, I have been testing out my friend's camera, which he was nice enough to lend me. Thank you, Harry. And he lent me his Sony A7iii. Wow. Like, sincerely wow. The image quality you get out of this thing is staggering. The difference in sensor quality and the ability of it is just unlike anything I've ever seen. So good. I shot on an A7S a couple of years ago for like 2 days, and that was great, but wasn't really, I don't know, this feels much better in your hands. I think because they've deepened the grip, so that's a bit nicer. But yeah, overall, I mean, the image you get out of this thing, for something this small, it just doesn't feel like they should pack that much of a punch, but it really, really does. I wanted to borrow this from him and test it out because this is the sort of thing I would like to go for professional work, professional video work, and the photos out of them are already amazing as well. So I went out in Leeds over the weekend. One day I was out sort of in the middle of the day, it was quite harsh sun, and testing it around town. Just taking little shots handheld here and there. It wasn't anything special, you'll see. But then on Saturday, which was yesterday, I took it out again and was doing some handheld stuff around Hyde Park, and it was 420, you know, 420, blaze it. And there was a large crowd of people, and I was sort of just filming little bits here and there, filming some stuff at the skate park as well. And then I took it to town just as the sun was setting. I just caught a bit of sunset, not really much. I took it on my gimbal in town as well, just to see how it was looking. And it's really, the image you get is fantastic, and the things it's able to do are very, very good. My issue really is that the usability, which sounds stupid, but when you get it in your hand, especially if you're coming from something like Canon or from Panasonic where your menus work, like they're touchscreen and they make sense. On this, I'll just show you. When you go into your menu, you have this quite large menu like this, and you have to navigate everything either with directionals or with either of your wheels on either side. And for something so advanced, and for something really like class leading, this is a really fantastic camera. I'm not, if you can afford it, go buy it, mate, it's amazing. But it just feels like, why is that, like, if my 6D can be really intuitive, really clever, it just makes sense in the UI, how is the A7 III not there? Very strange. The screen overall isn't great. I'm not super happy with that, but that's something I could get over. I mean, the screen a lot of the time, like, you might use a monitor, so that's not really as much of an issue. Not having it front facing for YouTube things is a problem for me. But it's more just, it's a bit cumbersome to do anything. I learned my way around it pretty quick, not the in-depth settings, but for changing frame rates and changing screen brightness and things like that, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's just such a deep labyrinth of a menu system. It feels very, very odd, you know. I genuinely think if you're looking for something that's gonna be the best of both worlds, something that's gonna serve you well for like online creation, like this sort of thing, and also for client work, anything in the Sony lineup really is a good shout. Like the A7 III at the moment is sort of like the one, in my opinion. When it's just going from spec sheets and other people's reviews, and also now having used the A7 III, it's kind of clear that that is the one. But if you are just gonna be doing like online content creation, you can save quite a lot of money and go for something from Canon, like not the 6D2 necessarily, but something in the Rebel lineup, or even like the M50 or something like that. It's a much more streamlined, friendly, approachable way of creating, and the image is fine, the autofocus is great, and yeah, the usability is easy. Anyway guys, this is just me sort of letting you know my thoughts between these two cameras. I know I haven't really gone into deep specs or anything like that, but this is just a short-term user experience more than anything, more than a review or more than like a proper hands-on or anything like that. So thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.